Not the cabinet. Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? It's another nice day here in Pennsylvania. Sun's out, it's getting a little bit warmer, so hopefully the typical July weather will hold off a little while. So today we're going to finish our Airdog install, get all our lines ran. I actually found another AN fitting for the front so we can hook the distribution block. But we're gonna make things a little prettier than that ugly blue hose they give you. Also, our fittings came for our aux transmission cooler, so we'll work on that. Maybe we'll figure out where we're going to put it and go from there. But first things first, we got a little issue. We got a unwanted visitor in the garage, so we're going to take care of him and then we'll get to working on the truck. I think somebody wrote a song about that one time. I'm not sure. Might be Leonard Skinner. 'Cause I'm as free as a bird now. Alright, so back to the truck. Well, not back to. Let's get started on the truck. Alright guys, so I got our hose marked where I want it. Let's see if I can find it. Alright, so I got it marked where we want it. Cut it. We want a nice straight cut. A couple of you guys had commented, and I had actually switched this when I had done all the other fittings. I switched to a heat gun. And really, it only takes a little bit. See? No problem at all. Alright. Sweet. So, you might be wondering why I have the other two hoses out as well, even though we did install them the other day. Well, we're going to do something that I don't think very many people do. We're going to protect our lines a little, and we got some clips to mount them a little better. A lot of people run them along the frame rail, and that it bothers me because I'm worried about abrasion. That the hose eventually will rub through. So that's why we have this. We got some split loom, and this is I believe it's 3/4 split loom. I got it off the Amazon. Actually, when I did the gray truck. So all we're going to do is just put this on our hose. Dark hose, and we got a little bit more abrasion resistance for our hose, and quite frankly I think it looks better. So that one's done. I also have a box of these clips that I got from the Amazon as well. They should be able to just clip right on here, and we can drill holes and mount our hose, and that way we don't have a bunch of ugly zip ties and all that. And to me it just kind of makes it look a little more professional. So we'll finish wrapping our hoses, and then we'll get to permanently installing them on the truck. else we could do. And I hadn't tried it before, but on the ends here, just to keep our split loom all nice, I think maybe we'll put a little heat shrink. So, what do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments what you think about the split loom and whether I should have heat shrunk them or not. I think it's decent. But all right, let's get to putting our lines in, and yeah, then we'll get the electric. Alright, so our fuel lines are in for the Airdog. As you can see with the split loom on there and with those clips especially, I mean, it really looks almost factory. I really do recommend this. Yeah, it looks a lot better than zip tying it all over the frame and all that. And actually the two holes on the frame rail and one on the body were already there, and those clips snap right in. So I only had to drill 2 holes in order to run that long line. But as you can see, it just looks great. So now we'll move on to the electrical for the Airdog. We'll just get it ran. We're not going to tie anything in because, as I've said before, we're going to do that all at once, and we're going to try and do that a little better way than normal. Alright, so here's our electrical for the Airdog. So here's your relay. Here'd be your fuse, which is a 20 amp fuse. So, coming off of that, we have our 2 power wires. These 2 that I don't know what they're for right now. Here's your jumper connections. So basically this side will plug into the factory fuel sending unit, and this side will plug into the factory harness. All this does is make sure your level indication works, and it also transfers the signal from the computer, from the factory harness to the Airdog itself. So that's what these 2 connections are for. And I don't know what these are. I'll have to look. So I looked it up on the installation manual, and actually it didn't say anything about what this plug does here, but looking on their website or Google searching it, I found this is for a low pressure sensor, and these leads are for a low pressure indicator light. But it says the 4G doesn't use this, so I don't know if it has a built-in indicator, built-in electronics in it for that or not. I'm not going to use it because we will be running a fuel pressure gauge. So I think I'm actually going to take this harness apart a little and just see where the wires run, and maybe we'll get rid of all that mess. Alright, so I got rid of all those wires. I actually threw some of that wire loom on these. For whatever reason, Airdog didn't loom them. Oh, I still got to tape that up. But got rid of those unused wires. Now we'll throw this puppy in. First things first, I have this blank that I made up. I don't know how well you can see that with the light there, just to keep the crap out of this factory fuel feed. And take our Airdog harness like so, and like so. So that's that, and then I'll run to our Airdog, and I'll probably follow the inside of the frame rail all the way up to the motor compartment. Alright, so I ran all our wires. You can see the line going to the Airdog is actually pretty long. I thought about cutting it down, but I just leave it how it is for now and cooled it up there, zip tied it. But I just ran it along the frame rail, and it actually took longer than anticipated because I had started back here at the pump. Well, then I couldn't get the relay between the frame rail here, this cross member, and the body of the truck. So I had to pull everything back out, run it again. But as you can see, it's just tucked up nicely with all the other wires and lines, and then heads right up to the engine compartment and up. And then I got it ran just following the shifter cable up, and that's pretty much the end of where it's at. As you can see, then I just laid it in the battery box. So when we wire everything permanent, my plan is to not use any of those jumpers that, you know, add a fuse in the fuse box or anything like that. I'm going to actually try and put another fuse panel in, so I'm waiting to do that. But being that our truck has so many interesting qualities that we can't figure out, there's another one. So as you can see here, I had seen the red hose with this little breather on top before, which reminds me I still need to get another breather for the tank. But I never really thought much about it. Well, it appears as though the previous owner extended the breather for the front differential to go up past the shock tower and up into this corner here. So with that and everything else we found, just another piece of evidence that this thing must have had a rough life. And before we go racing the truck and all that, we're definitely going to check the fluid in those rears, because it wouldn't surprise me if there's water in there a little bit. So, alright guys, so we didn't get as far as I wanted tonight. Our Airdog install is completely wrapped up other than the wiring, but like I said, I'm kind of going to run everything to the motor compartment, and then we'll tie everything together at once. So our lines are all ran, everything's gussied up, everything's ran nicely. I'm very happy, especially with the fuel line, how that turned out, especially with those clips and the split loom. And also while I was under there, I think I figured out where we're going to put our transmission cooler. So that'll probably be the next thing we get to. I also bought a tuner, or I bought a V2 so we can flash the truck, and we'll go into what that is later. I just need to get a hold of who I use for tuning, and we'll get this thing tuned, and maybe we get it started here shortly. So, alright guys, another night in the garage wrapped up. I'll see you guys on the next one. Get out in the garage and get to working on your truck.